Welcome back, guys. This is Axiom, aka Ryofu, and this is the Gaming Harbinger. This will be episode 5, and today we're going to talk about every gamer's favorite place, GameStop. Now, I'm sure most of you are aware that GameStop, due to the plummeting business, they were trying to find takers, trying to find people, companies that were interested in purchasing the brand. And it seemed they did have some onlookers. I believe Redbox was one of them. And a couple of weeks ago, GameStop concluded these efforts and just said, "Nah, we're done. We're not looking for a purchaser anymore." And this was posted on their website. And this is a really, really sticky situation. This is very interesting. And GameStop is definitely in quite a conundrum. You know what I mean? They're in some trouble. But obviously, there is a strong backlash within the community against GameStop. And to be frank, guys, I mean, my experiences at GameStop have been very mixed. But I think you should also consider that looking at how things have happened with music, looking at how things have happened with you know rental places like Blockbuster. Do we really want GameStop to go the way of Blockbuster? I personally, I like the idea of walking into a place where there's merchandise that's relatable to or in relation to things that I enjoy. I like that I could buy a Link to the Past lunchbox. I like that there's I don't know, a Red Dead Redemption mug. I mean, I like things like that. Of course, GameStop really got excessive, and that was honestly just them trying to find other means of income. I totally understand that. And yes, some of their practices, they're really aggressive. And to be honest with you, I don't blame any of that on the employees. They're just doing their job. You know what I mean? As much as they probably love video games too, I mean, they're trying to make ends meet. So I totally respect that. And I don't blame that on any of those people working there. And like I said, I don't know, my experiences have been mixed. There's I don't know why, but for some reason, I don't know if it's the way I dress or the way I talk, or I don't know what it is, but I always get the guy that's like, "Yo, did you reserve Madden? This one's gonna be a winner. This is the one, man." Or I get the guy that wants to talk to me about Rockstar games, or wants to talk to me about Call of Duty. And I don't know. I guess I just look like a casual. I'm kidding. Come on. Come on. I'm just joking. Come on. But anyway, seriously though, I always get the people that want to talk to me about the games that I'm not really that interested in. I always get that. Always, always. There's been like, okay, I'm exaggerating. There's been a few occasions, like one time, I was, I think it might have been around the time when I reserved Persona 5, and I reserved it early as shit. And this girl was like, "I love Persona." And I was like, "Me too. Me too." And I think there was another time, around the time when because I was this ridiculous with Monster Hunter, I, bought it for a relative. And I was like, "Hey, I want to reserve Monster Hunter also for a relative. I'm gonna just pay it off. I'm gonna put it in, can we put it in his name so that way he can come pick it up?" And the guy was like, "Oh man, I can't wait for Monster Hunter, bro." And I was just like, "Son, I'm right there with you, man. I am right there with you." But and I do I also remember this one story. It's kind of funny. At least it's funny to me. Yeah, I remember it was a black dude, much younger than me, much younger than me, and he was like, I was going up to pick up one of the Senran Kagura games, and I had reserved it, and he gets the box, he kind of flips it over, looks at the back, then looks at the front, and he kind of tilts his head, and he's like, to be honest with you, I've always wanted to play one of these games. But I have kids now, and I'm pretty sure my girlfriend wouldn't be having it. So yeah, it makes things difficult. And it was just a funny moment. It was just a funny moment because, I mean, he just like, like how sometimes you have conversations with people and just out of nowhere, they're just very transparent and they just like, tell all or whatever. And it was just, it was super hilarious. And I was like, dude, I understand. I totally understand. I would probably, feel the same way. You know what I mean? I can't blame any person for feeling that way. But it was funny nonetheless. But anyways, I think I've had mixed experiences. There was one GameStop. I have like 3 in my town, but there's one that was like way on the west side of town, and that one used to be grade A goodness. And then at some point, it kind of started going downhill. And I mean, I went in there with a friend, and apparently he's used to the atmosphere there. And I mean, just one of the chicks there, she was clearly training people, and she was just very, very aggressive with, here, it almost felt like she's saying, you new people, you need to pass out these fucking brochures, okay, or death will be upon you. And we had like 3 people come up to us and trying to give us these damn flyers, and I took one of them. Or I think what it was the first time both of us said no. The second time I said, okay, I'll take it. The third time it was a totally different guy. And then, and then my friend was getting a little saucy. He was like, hey, he's got one. I don't want it. I don't want it. And, and then I could just see the look on this poor guy's face. He's like, oh my God, he literally said, oh my God, what am I doing? You already have one. Someone's already spoken to you. Those were his exact words. But my friend was saying there's this chick in there, and he's like, man, to be honest with you, whenever she's working there, I don't even want to walk in the store because I know she's gonna, he's like, I don't know if she's the manager or whatever, but she's going to press for, do you want to buy the little scratch protectant thingy? Do you want to do this? Do you want to reserve a game? Do you want to, these games are on sale. What kind of games are you into? But I told him, I'm like, I know part of that is, it's not because they want to be that way. It's just because, they have to do that. And I don't know. It's a mess, dude. I want to say that what they should do is just like shut down a third of the stores. But I mean, I'm not gonna even lie to you. That's way above my pay grade. I don't know how things work like that in business. I don't have an answer. I don't think GameStop is in a situation where they're gonna close in the next month. But I mean, they're definitely on the decline, and like I said, it is not looking good. I just don't really know what they could do right now to turn things around. And I wish I knew how much time they have left, but I just don't think I want them to go the way of Blockbuster, because because then everybody's like, yo, well, I buy everything online. When I think about that, I gotta be careful how I say this shit, because I don't want to ruin like any of my affiliate marketing. But when I think about that, I'm like, certain places that are popular, I've ordered online just like most of you have. And you know what? It's something that annoys me. It grates my nerves. I don't like getting a game, from the mail. I'm happy to, to grab it. And then all of a sudden I'm picking up the package and the disc is shaking around in the box. That gets on my nerves, man. I don't like that. Because there was even a time where the disc was damaged because of that. And I don't know, I get funny about returning shit. I just get really weird. And, especially if you're doing it in the mail, there's a lot of dancing involved. And, nothing against dancing, but that type of dancing I'm not down with. And I don't know. It's just, I don't feel like that's my future for gaming. For at least, what I mean, for shopping. I just don't, I'm not feeling it. I'm really not feeling it. I think it's okay to occasionally order stuff online. And like I said, I already do it anyways. But like I said, it's like a 50-50 chance that I'm going to get the package with the disc that's sliding around in the box. And like I said, it just gets on my absolute nerves. But, I don't know. Maybe they'll pull through it. And you guys got to understand, too, that GameStop bought out, all the mom and pop places. Not all of them, but, good portion of them. They bought EB Games. They bought Babbage's out. And it's like now it's just oversaturation, clearly. And just way too much. And now, digital is slowly becoming more and more a thing. And it just makes things more complicated for places like this to stay in business. But, that's all I really have to say on it. Please leave a like, a comment, subscribe if you feel so inclined. And like I said, let's have a discussion about this. And like I said, I know the gaming community likes to shit on GameStop. I have had some bad experiences, but there's also, like, especially at mine, they're not too bad. They're pretty decent people. They leave me alone. They might ask me, do I want to reserve some? And since I am who I am, I'm always reserving something. But, and the scratch resistant thing, or what is it? Like, if you break the disc, it'll be replaced, whatever it is. I usually don't get that, of course. But just, it would be a little sad. I feel sad for the future gamers that feel like ordering a game or just pure digital, it's a little sad to me. I'm already sad about places like not GameStop, Blockbuster not existing. I remember when Blockbuster used to have tournaments, and I might add that I did enter one when I believe I was like 13 years old. And I remember when they would they had like the scoreboard. I believe they had like one, like the tournament was like for like Donkey Kong Country and NBA Jam. While I was kind of beastly at NBA Jam, I was just super confident in my Donkey Kong Country skills. And I was able for 1 week to be in the number one spot, baby, at least for my city. And then at the last minute, 2 guys got a higher score than me, and I ended up in 3rd. But even so, like I said, even with Blockbuster, I have some good memories, and it would be sad to, like I said, to just see a place like GameStop go the way of Blockbuster. But like I said, let's have a conversation about this, and I know some of you, I know it hasn't all been bad with GameStop. Well, some of you, it might be. But it depends on the location. Like I said, I know at least 2 places in my town that are good, that are legit. But anyways, I appreciate you guys for checking out the video. It's been fun. I'll see you in the next one.